What's going on, everybody? It's your boy K-Boxster back with another video. In this video, it's a little different from what I usually post, but it's a very highly requested video. Is accuracy. So working on accuracy is something that we all need to do. All the pros do it. All the beginners should be doing it. But what it is just coming to the firing range is like the biggest tip, right? So everyone can tell you that. Just go to the firing range, work on accuracy. But we're gonna give you some more in-detailed stuff that you should be focusing on in the firing range and in game as well. So my first tip that I'm going to get into is being consistent with the guns that you pick up. Whatever gun you pick up, it doesn't matter. Just be consistent with that. Learn the bullet pattern, learn whatever it is with the gun, so you're comfortable with it. You want to be comfortable with the gun that you like, is what we're getting into. It's all personal preference. Another tip on top of that are some guns that are kind of easy to use that are just point and shoot are the R301, Hemlock, the R99, and the Bolt. So I recommend those for you guys that don't really have a gun set on like your favorite or personal preference. Get really good with those guns. They have an easy bullet spread. Most of them are just straight up. So with me not moving my controller, it just goes up. So if you can control your gun from just going up, should be able to just beam that character that you're trying to shoot. So be consistent with your guns is the first one. So that's my first tip. My second tip is use gun skins with easy sights. So for me to explain that, for instance, I want to say the alternator has a fairly easy sight on it, like just from the skin itself. This is my amped up skin. It has a raised sight on it, so it's a lot easier for me to hit my target without having a sight from the jump. So I don't have a one-time HCOG to access, I don't have a digi threat or any type of sight, but I just landed and I have an alternator. It has a nice sight already. So it's almost like having an attachment on it from just picking it up off the ground. So the alternator is one of those. Another one is the R99. The R99 has an Outlanders or Outlands Avalanche. This is a variant of it. It's called the Unloader, but it's already like having a one-time sight on it already. So that's kind of this is what I mean by having a sight on the gun already, or like advanced skins in the game. They're released sometimes with like the battle pass, or just some guns have it from like just stock already. So there's that one, and I want to say the Wingman, like the death ray for the Wingman is probably one of the better sights that you can have off of a like jump without having a sight. The Wingman is a really good gun if you're able to land your shots. I can't land my shots with the Wingman, but it is a fun gun. So that's the sight with the Wingman stock, and then let's just say you pick up a one-time, that's the difference. So obviously there's a big difference, but without having any sight, I want to say the death ray is probably the best Wingman that you can have without having a sight on the gun. So I want to say if you drop it, it's a little different, but it's still fairly more usable than any other variant of a skin for that gun. Another thing I want to get into is if you come over here in the firing range, it's a little Easter egg. Not many people know about it. Honestly, I really didn't learn this till a little while ago. But I'll go up here. It's all the way on this far right. You're going to come up here. and you're going to, you can use a zip line or a grapple. I don't have my grapple at the moment. I'm just going to get up here with that. You can get up here with Pathfinder or Octane or whoever, Horizon. But you're going to come to the middle of this place. You're going to drop everything. So you cannot have anything in your inventory. Nothing's in your inventory. You're going to come to the middle. You can be any character. It doesn't matter. You're going to crouch and you're going to look straight down. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick a different character. And when you pick the character, you're going to hear a little clicking noise. That's just telling you that it's activated.
Quit. Remember that.
So if you heard that little clicking noise, you did it right. Pick whatever character you like using, it doesn't really matter. And what you're doing with this is you activated those dummies. So now those dummies can shoot at you, and it's almost like having live targets in a game. So you want to grab a gun, grab a body shield because they're going to blast you and you're going to die. And it's like fighting somebody in the real game, because now they're moving, right? So you have moving targets. We're going to come back to the death ray because that is our gun that we had earlier. You're going to switch a body shield because we're already about to die by these guys. These guys aren't too hard. It's just, you just got to get your loadout going, right? Go back to the 9. Because like I said, we're talking about skins with easy sights on them. Alright, so now that we're all acquainted, we can start just messing around, fighting these bots. We're just having a great time, and you're just warming up. Right? So your goal isn't to just like destroy these bots and just poop on them like it's easy, but what you're doing is we're trying to focus on our aiming here. So try to hit those headshots. Then we one clip them. Another little small tool that I'm gonna throw in here is when I come to the firing range, I don't put attachments on my gun. So we don't want to put attachments on our gun right now, because right now, if we can kill all these bots or whatever, focus on aiming, get some good aiming with no attachments. Later, when you go to add attachments in a game, you're gonna be just fine, right? You're gonna be just fine. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn these bots off, and we're gonna jump into our last tip that I'm gonna get in here for you guys. Now that I'm back turning off those bots, another thing, guys, is don't mind my name right now. It's just a bug right now in firing range. That is not my username. Whoever's username that is, cool username, but that is not my username. It's just a bug right now that's going on in firing range. So getting into my last tip for you guys is, let's say, actually not my last tip. I am so sorry, but what I want to go over is like tip number 4 is practice makes perfect. You want to come to the firing range, you want to spend like 15 minutes in the firing range prior to every game, not every game you play, but every time you hop on. So you want to warm your hands up, get those fights going, and just kind of like get into the groove, move around a little bit, hit these little components. Another thing is focus on your strafing. That's another thing too right now, is to focus on your strafing while aiming. So you want to have good accuracy as well as you want to be strafing, so it's a lot harder for the enemies to hit you. So focus on your strafing while shooting is another tip with your accuracy. And staying on the topic of practice makes perfect is you just want to spend 15 minutes before you play any games, like the first game before you hop on. So before you hop into your first game, just spend 15 minutes just killing these little dummies, get your accuracy up, get your hands warmed up, slide across, slide jump, do whatever it is, focus on your headshots. As well as when you're crouched, you are able to hit the enemies a lot easier opposed to standing up. Over here, do another test over here, standing up, crouched, You guys can see my bullet spread standing up. It's kind of everywhere, and then crouched is pretty tight on my target, if that was my target. So that's another thing. And then my last and final tip that I want you guys to know is your settings. So right now, these are my settings. These actually, I changed them, but what I usually play on is 110 field of view. I'm going to go to 100 and show you just so you guys were paying attention. We're going to apply 100 field of view. Okay, so this is my field of view right now. And then this is what it looks like when I change it to 110. I'm more zoomed out and I can see more of my surrounding area. Playing on a lower field of view is a little bit more zoomed in. It's a little bit easier to hit the target, I want to say. But with that field of view being wider, you can see your target here, and you could also see more of like your field of view. So you can see that next enemy coming, and it's a lot easier. So you wanna get used to playing on a higher field of view. It's just an advantage in the game. So just get used to playing with a higher field of view. As well as right now, you can see my numbers going up, and you can see the numbers stacking. So my numbers are hitting for 11, and they're stacking, they're floating up. You see the 11s floating up. I want to turn that off. I don't really like that. So I have damage numbers to stacking instead of both. I like stacking better, so you don't have to see the floating. Kind of gets off of your screen a little bit, as well as your damage, crosshair damage feedback. I have mine off completely because I don't really like that. So you see, it's showing you your little your markers on your screen. It's just something that's just in your way of your field of view. I don't personally like it. A lot of players that I watch have it off. A lot of pros just go ahead and turn that off immediately. I just have that completely off. That way I can just shoot him, and I can just listen for the noise that when he's dead. So if you guys listen closely, there's a certain noise that players make when they die. And if you just listen for that, you know that you knocked the player or you killed the player. It's almost like a... I don't even know what that noise is. But it's a noise that happens when the player is dead. But I want to kind of wrap it up. That's pretty much it for this video. If you guys like the video, go ahead and leave a like, comment. If you guys want to see me make a series on accuracy and movement, I will go ahead and do that if you guys want me to. But other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and end this video with that. If you guys want to check out me live stream, I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this helped you with your accuracy. Let me know if it did or didn't, but go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. You guys take care and keep being great. Peace.